Hey, welcome to Tragick and another video today that I've uploaded. And if I didn't mention, I forgot to mention in the movie one, if you're creeped out by the toilet in the back, I'm sorry. My son is potty training. And the stupid fly. Ah! This is a rant video. Flies, I hate them. There you go, first topic. More topics on the way. Here we go. um, Okay, so here's my big thing. This is what I don't understand. Okay, so I was watching Hulu last night, and I like Hulu. I understand Hulu. I like it, and I know they have to make money somehow, and they're not just an advertisement site. But their way of doing it is like very random, because like they'll have, hey, season 1, episode 1 you can watch. Season 1, episode 2 you can watch. 3, 4, 5. Then they get to like 6 and 7 and you can't watch them because you gotta have Hulu Plus to do that. And I'm like, you just pick random fucking videos, you know? It's like, if you're gonna do that, then then at least, just the whole entire rest of the season. But like, they'll go like 6, 7, 8, you can't watch. But then the rest of the season you can watch. Shark Tank is the perfect example. Go try and watch Shark Tank because Shark Tank. I don't know what Shark Tank is, but Shark Tank is a show. Go watch because a couple of the seasons they basically you can't watch them. Like a few of the episodes, it's like who the hell decides what episodes? Well, I think it's like season 3. I think of it like 1, 2, and 3 weren't available. But 4 and the rest on, except for I think one of the episodes like near the end of the season you can't watch that either. It doesn't like why can't you watch those episodes but the other episodes is fine. It's like some of the people that appeared on those shows contacting those say you better make that so I have to pay for it. I want royalties. It's like what? It doesn't make no sense whatsoever. So that's one thing that bugs the hell out of me. I don't understand that. I don't understand it at all. And then they have clips on there. I'm like, who watches the clips? I know some people do, but it's like, unless you're like hardcore into a show, why the hell are you watching clips of anything? Kind of weird. I don't know. Here's another thing. Okay, so Netflix. I understand that they're trying to make money as well, but I just recently got hooked back into Netflix. I like the whole online streaming idea. I liked it. The only thing I'm kind of irritated about is, and I was told this a long time ago, but I figured when they switched the whole thing to where they separated the DVD and the online streaming, that they would get more online streaming stuff. Boy, was I wrong. So a lot of their selections are like B horror movies. I'm like, are you kidding me? Because I'm like looking through the movies and it's like, yeah, there's a lot of movies in there, they're well known. But, like the movies they're recommending to me are like movies that I have no idea. I've never heard of them. I've never seen them. I mean, it's like they separated the sites. So if you say you want to rent the DVDs, they'll probably show more. I don't know. So if a person is just wanting online streaming, and even if they want to order the DVDs, they won't know what you have because you don't have. But I guess it makes sense because they don't want to take the person off and them it's saying not available on demand, not available on demand. So I would understand that. Maybe that's the reason why if you select that choice and want to do DVD things, more things pop up. But I don't know. Like if even if they said, well, if you buy like one DVD and have the one DVD thing, you can get more options for on demand. I might do that, but right now it's just like it's worth it because you can like watch TV shows on there and there's like a bunch of episodes a season. I hate people driving by. Oh my god. I'm gonna add that to this rant video just because it pisses me off. I'm gonna stop talking about Netflix because that is irritating. All right, so if you're gonna go by someone's house that you know, get your ass out of the fucking car. Don't honk your fucking horn. You know, if you're that fat to do that, buy a fucking cell phone, alright? That is irritating. I'm sorry, but like, when I'm asleep or I'm waiting on my wife to get home, and people stop by and they're like honking the horn, it's so irritating. I just want to like go out there and strangle them and drag them out of their car. And then we get people who like want to like, you know, spin their tires and like rev their engine at the stop sign. It's like, what is the point of that? Seriously, what is the point of that? It irritates me to the highest peak. People do that, honking their horns, you know, yelling out their car door. It's like, get out of the fucking car, you imbecile, and go knock on the door or something. You know, if you're just going to say, hey, what do you need from the store, and you're the wife of the person, fine. But, you know, the place where I live now, the neighbor's an idiot. The person comes by and wants to try and get a hold of her. They're throwing rocks at her window because she won't answer the damn door. If the person don't answer the damn door, walk the fuck away, go home. Evidently she doesn't, one, she either don't want to talk to you, or they don't want to talk to you, or B, they're not there. Somehow they got out of their house without their car, or with their car, and they're not there. Deal with it. Don't try to keep getting a hold of her because you see her car out there. That doesn't mean anything. What if a family member came over and took her away? You don't know. God, it's like... Rrr. And then my little rant about Lawrenceburg, Indiana again. Good God, if you ever come to Lawrenceburg, Indiana, the tri-state area, Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio, the area that borders around that area are really close to both states. Beware. Idiots galore. People are handing out driver's license. I swear to God, there ain't no way. And if they are giving these people licenses through driving tests, those people need to be fired. Because they are horrible. They cannot drive worth a shit. They're like, good. I mean, it's like, it's either that or everybody is assholes. Because like, people will ride on my ass, and they'll like get right up on my ass when I'm driving through the area. It's like, my whole thing is, if you're fucking in that much of a hurry, you should have left earlier. You don't need to be riding on my ass. Because I'm doing the speed limit through that freaking area because cops are bad and they will pull you over. So I'm not going to risk getting pulled over because some idiot didn't leave early enough. You know, I mean, there's times that I'm in a hurry too, but I still got to do the speed limit. You know, it's like, I'm not going to, I mean, I'll go like 5 miles over the speed limit, but I'm not going to like go excessively like 20 miles over the fucking speed limit like some assholes want me to do. This irritates the piss out of me. People do that, and then they're like, sometimes they'll go and honk the horn behind you, and I'm just like, ooh, you mother. And I won't flip people off for the most part, but if they get me pissed off enough, I will. And, you know, curse them out, or I'll slam on my brakes. I will do it. I don't give a shit. I'll piss somebody off. I did it in the middle of the night before when people were behind me. You know, and they're like blaring their. I mean, I'm sorry, but if you're stupid enough to know that if you're in a truck and you're riding on somebody's ass as a car, you're blinding them. They can't see. So if you're a truck, remember that. Cars will be blinded if you ride on their asses at night. So that's kind of irritating too. It's still happening. People were dumb. People don't think of anybody else anymore. You know, fuck 9/11. Everything, like a year after 9/11, everything went back to fucking shit. Everybody went back to like, oh, fuck it all, I'm back to being an asshole. Ah, ha, ha, fuck you. Fuck America. Ah! You know, back to being a redneck, shooting people in the back of their houses and shit. I don't know what the hell rednecks do, but whatever they do. Killing deers for fun, spreading the blood all over their house. Anyway, craziness. That's all I'm saying. Craziness everywhere. Here's another thing that's irritating me. And I'm seeing this online. Oh my God. And this is movie-wise. Hi, cat in the background. Really, really annoying is that you see all these movies that people want. on DVD or Blu-ray. Well, it doesn't really matter either way. And people in the movie industry, I hope to God they're not that dumb that they don't go on Amazon and see what movies are wanted. Because a good way to do that is to go look for the rare titles that people actually want to buy, or that are higher priced, and basically go after those movies first. No, let's make the movies that everybody has a copy on VHS. Lord, no, let's do that. Let's make Speed on Blu-ray, because nobody has a copy of that on VHS or DVD. I mean, we got movies like, I know, I was looking at Munchies last night, like the used title on Amazon. Like, I think there is copies out there, but they were like barely printed for DVD. You know, they were released and they're like $15 for a used copy because they're that rare. It's like, are you kidding me? I'm beginning to think that they're even real copies of, you know, a DVD. If they're like a burnt copy or something. You know, they finally came out with Garbage Pail Kids movie, which surprised me, and now it's, you know, decently priced. But that movie, it's like Munchies, Purple People Eater. It's not even released on DVD yet. VHS copy, I think, it's actually not that bad, but it's one that's rare, and I think they should release. My Pet Monster, I have yet to see that on a DVD. The movie, the action movie. But I don't really see a huge demand for that. But that's one that, you know, if you did your research, you would know that people are paying a lot of money to get that movie if they really wanted it. There's some other ones. Oh, blanket on some other ones. Yeah, but that's just really irritating that, you know, I hope to God they would do like some research online and see, you know, like what movies people actually want, you know, and then release those first, you know. It's like, I think people could do it without a Speed Blu-ray or, you know, some other Blu-ray that they have on DVD like already in a collection or something, you know. Yeah, I don't know. They seem to try and go where the money is, and I understand that. But, like, they're going to make like James Bond like 4,000 times on different releases and Friday the 13th and all this other shit. Which I'm all for, but they haven't even released those yet, and they're working on like other stupid ones. It's like, oh, let's release these movies from the 1950s, but we're not going to release movies from the 90s and the mid 80s, you know, that people want. You know, it's like, seriously? It's like, anyway, could have done. I believe these movies from the 90s, and they're not even being released. They're the late 80s, so it's like, give me a break. Anyway, these are family titles too. Blanking on what. I will say this: looking for apartments again is very irritating because I don't know who came up with the idea. Let's link apartments.com with every fucking thing to do with any kind of newspaper site, because apartments.com, they only show you apartment complexes. Seriously. And I don't know who came up with the idea of application fees, because that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. So I'm going to pay you $30 for an application fee, in which most places you won't get that back if you don't get selected. What? So I'm going to pay you an application fee, and even if I get that apartment or not, I'm not going to get that money back. It's an application fee. I can understand if it's like $5, you know, maybe even $10. But when it goes over $10, then they say, oh, you got to pay $20, $30 for an application fee. And there's some that are like $60 for an application fee. But I think those mainly, they'll give it back to you. But like these $20, $30 ones, like, they won't give them back to you. That's like a fee. They're not going to give that back to you if you don't get the apartment. And it's like, are you kidding me? And it's like, I think it's their way of charging for background checks and things like that. But, you know, it's ridiculous. Your apartment complex, that's your job. You know, that is your job. You know. And the thing that irritates me is like, I even go in and I tell them, I have bad credit, blah, blah, blah. And they, and they can't tell me if I'm going to get approved or not. It's like, well, you should be able to, It's like, if you know what the premise is and why I can't be picked, there you go. So, yeah, beware of application fees, and so forth. And also, a tip is don't give them any of the rent if you don't know if you're going to get the place. Because I know the last time, a couple times ago when I moved, I actually gave them money. I'm like, okay, well, I'll go ahead and give you the deposit now, and you can hold it so that if, I get the apartment, then the deposit will already be paid for, and then we can just go ahead and move in, because we needed to move. But we ended up not getting the apartment because of something that I'll talk about in a moment. Because of a previous place we rented from in Muncie, Indiana. So all these places won't let us move into apartment complexes. But so that irritates me when I go look for a place. So we had to fight to get that money order cashed because they made it out to themselves, and we couldn't cash it anywhere. They just basically gave us the money order back, and I had to call and complain, and finally my wife had to email basically the people who own the property and say, like, we can't cash this, and they won't give us the money. Why can't we just give the money order to you, and we cash it? And they basically said, just mail us the money order, and then when we get it, we'll cash it, and we'll write you another check so that you can cash it. I think that's what they said. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what they said. That we just, send some mail on a thing, and they'll send us. They actually send us another check or another money order we can cash. So that is pretty good. But it's really irritating that apartments.com is basically linked to everything because, if they're going to do that, then at least, advertise to other places. Because I don't know how it works to put the ads on there. If you have to pay for them or whatever. I'm assuming you do have to pay for them. But if you're going to do that, if you're going to link to everything, make your prices cheaper so that everybody can put their apartments on there. Because it pisses me off because I don't even bother going there because I know, like, all of them are going to have, like, credit checks and everything like that. And my credit's just horrible. I can't do it. But it's kind of irritating. I know Hot Pads is pretty. I think it's Hot Pads. It's pretty good site. Zillow has a few. But the property in Muncie properties that caused me to have bad credit is because they wouldn't fix anything. Or if they did, they wouldn't follow up and see if it was working properly after they fixed it, because that's what happened. That's why we moved. Our bathroom basically exploded in there, and they fixed it, and then it was still leaking through the wall and shit, coming around in the shower area. It was still leaking, and nasty gunk was coming down, and we're just like, we're done. We're moving. I don't care. And at the time, we didn't give a shit. But now looking back on it, we probably should have fought it, took pictures, and definitely should have fought, Muncie, went to courthouse and things like that, tried to get a lawyer, and tried to get out of the lease because that was horrible. Looking back on it. So Muncie properties, whatever they turned into, if you know where they're at, any properties theirs, do not rent from them. They are horrible. They will not fix anything. Even if you're in a bad situation, try and find somewhere else, because they are horrible, and they want their rent then. They want it now, but they don't want to fix shit. So there you go. I don't even think they didn't even really want to work with you on the rent. Like if you were late a few days or whatever, they'd be like, no, you have to pay a late fee, all this other crap, and it's like, dude, you're the fucking slums, man, and you won't even work with us on the damn rent. Shit. It's like, damn. It's like the place we're working at right now. I mean, the dude is pretty cool. If we we're having a bad time, we could pay a little bit late. And I hope to God we can find a landlord down in Tennessee like that, to where, if something happens, we can, just short them about $50 and pay them the next, month or whatever. Because most people are pretty reasonable about that, especially in this economy. I mean, it's fucking horrible. Gas is rising up, and for no reason at all. I don't know why the reason the gas keeps going up. I think it's bullshit. Anyway. Alright, so my last rant, my final rant, is going to be about Barack Obama and Mitt Romney. Whatever the hell they're... You know what I'm talking about. I mispronounce their names. Mitt Romney and Barack Obama. So I believe that both of our families, me and my wives, are Republicans. Now here's the thing, here's the problem I have with sticking with one party. Like being a Republican right now. Okay, so why are we in the mess we are in right now? Well, it's because George Bush effed it up. Who was before George Bush? Well, Bill Clinton. Did he mess up the world before he, or did he mess up the U.S. before he got president? I don't think so. So there only is one guy, George Bush. Now whether he did anything, or he didn't do anything about it while he was in office, still the same thing. So any arguments against that is kind of stupid. Because like, I think Bill Clinton had the stimulus idea. I thought I heard things that he actually had the idea, and George Bush just kind of continued it while he was in office. So thank you, George Bush, for that. And Barack continued that when he got in office. But I'm sorry, I do not want to put a Republican in office right now, because if George Bush did that, who's going to say Mitt Romney's not going to do the same? You know, that the policies are still going to be like right there, and that they're just going to do what they were just doing. And it's like, are they trying to end the world? Are they trying to make anarchy ensue? Because it's going to happen. If, you know, they get him out of office. If they get Barack out of office, which anybody that's probably racist or things like that, yeah, it's going to be hard for Barack to, but I think Barack has proven himself. He's a good president. I think he's really a great president. I think he wants to put him up there with Abraham Lincoln, which, good luck with that, Barack. But anyway, I think he's a great president, and I think, he'll definitely get this next term, because I just don't think people are going to trust a Republican right now. I was listening to Mitt Romney last night. I think one of the programs, or the little commercial, and he does sound convincing, but, probably a great president, but a bad time to run for presidency, because, as a Republican at least, because people are not going to believe anything you say because you're a Republican, and if they do, they're morons. I'm sorry if I offend anybody, but, if you think about it, it's like, why would we want to risk a shot on a Republican right now, especially if you're in any position right now that was caused by anything that happened during the Bush, administration, the Bush Jr. administration. So, that just kind of makes me think, like, who would want to put another Republican in office right now? They'll probably and who's even to say that there's going to be a Republican after Barack? But usually when a president runs 2 terms, the other party takes over. That's usually what happens. So if Barack does a good job and the economy gets back on its feet, maybe a Republican after him. If not, maybe the first time. I'm sure it's happened before, but I don't know. It's going to be. I would almost say, I don't know when America is going to trust another Republican. Just because Bush messed it up so bad, I don't see how you would want to put another Republican in office. I know there was the Depression back in the day, but this is something to where it could have been stopped. And this was caused by the president. And no matter what anybody says about the gas prices, I think Bush had something to do with it. I think he spiked them on purpose, because he does own, I think, or at least have shares in an oil company. And I think that he did something shady behind the scenes that probably can't even be tracked or anything, but just him having oil shares should have had his effect where he couldn't have no say in that. And people should have came in and said something, well, he has oil shares, he shouldn't even be able to become president, because that will affect his office, and things to do with that. But I think that oil companies need, there needs to be something, against them to where, they can't put it so high. I mean, I don't know. It's just, and a lot of our it comes from exports from oil. So, like I said, I think a lot of our money needs to go toward. I think a lot of our money needs to go towards an alternative fuel to get it out of that, and to do something, either that's less expensive, or that we can make in our own country, so that we can just start to do that, and sell to other countries, It would be the American source, for once. There you go. That's been my little rant. Hope you enjoyed it, and hope you continue to watch Brad Tragick videos. And I don't do this very often, so there you go. Hope you like my rants. Talk down below. Yell at me about everything you don't like I just said. Let's do the Barack Obama statement. I know I'm going to get a lot of slack on that, but that's the way I feel. Who wants to put a Republican in office? Are you idiots? Anyway, that's what this economy. That's why it's fucked up to begin with. Anyway, thank you. And just think, milk used to be $1.29 about a couple years ago. How much is it now? Thank you. It's been Brad Tragick. See you next time. Keep rocking.